Cassiopeia, the Serpent's Embrace. In Noxus, Mr. General Ducateau had multiple kids. One of those kids was Cassiopeia, who happened to be younger than her sister Katerina. Cassiopeia wasn't just some commoner. No. She was from a noble house and had her whole life set up for her. She was known for being one of the sharper light bulbs in the box, and where her daddy-o took to tutoring solely Katerina, her mother Soriana was the one who taught Cassiopeia all she knew. The great General Ducateau was a big deal. He spearheaded the Noxians setting their first feats in Shuriman land, and once he had stolen a nice little place away from Shurima, beautiful Uzeris sitting pretty on the coast, he summoned in his family. After being uprooted and transplanted, Cassiopeia didn't know who the hell anybody was, so she clung to her mama, and in doing so she learned all about inner politics, manipulating people, and in general, how to really screw with the system. She also began to discover that Soriana was more than meets the eye. Once upon a day, Mama Soriana toppled over, almost meeting her maker. It was pretty obvious that some would-be assassin had tried to assassinate her. They snuck some super poison on her hairbrush. The general knew that, given the chance, assassins will tend to assassinate if given another chance to assassin somebody. So he rid the house of all its staff, leaving an empty house with just his wife and daughters. It took many a month for Soriana to fight off that poison, and all that time on bed rest let her develop an even stronger bond with Lil Cassiopeia, who never once left her side. Mr. General got called back to Noxus, where they were itching to get a move on with invading Ionia. Mr. General also took Katerina, but left Cassiopeia with her mama. Once it was just the two of them, Soriana and Cassiopeia. Soriana let her daughter in on a big little secret. She was part of a hidden group, the Black Rose. They had been pulling the strings behind the public eye for hundreds of years, and 'twas now that they had gotten the smallest of toeholds in Shurima. With Mr. Ducateau off soldiering in a far-off land, it was high time for Soriana to not only incubate, but hatch her devious black rosy plans. Cassiopeia grew up, and she was beautiful, smart too, but not in the I know a lot of science, I read a lot of books way. More in the I'm devious, play you for a fool kind of way. She also had some, sociopathic tendencies, lack of empathy, classic using people, standard issue stuff. Then the Black Rose said, "Hey, Cassiopeia, if and you track down those people what tried to kill your mother, then we's reckon that you ought to be good enough to join our secret club." And so she did. Hunt 'em down and kill 'em dead. Soriana was so proud of her daughter. She had done such a good job, not even leaving behind any loose ends or errant witnesses. So then the Black Rose sent her on some missions into the bone-dry desert ruins of Shurima, a local by the name of Sivir guiding her through that vast sandy wasteland. And of course all that trekking about was done on the Ducateau family dime. Then word from back home. The Noxian capital announced that one Jericho Swain had cooed Grand General Borum Darkwill out of his cushy position. It had just so happened that the official Ducateau position was backing Swain's actions as legitimate. All that's to say, it put a clock on Cassiopeia's desert secret mission timeline. Soriana was beyond the point of flustered. She was downright enraged by her husband's misplaced loyalties, a betrayal for all ages, and one that threatened to drag the Black Rose from deep within the shadows and thrust it into the light. No, that didn't bode well at all. So Mama sent Cassiopeia on a mission to hunt down a taste of the ancient Shuriman god powers, and Cassiopeia set out, and she wasn't coming back till she found it. After rolling around the sand for a while, she found what she was looking for, an older than God knows Tomb of the Ascended. That's where she'd get that delectable power her mom needed. But first, to get rid of witnesses, which was bad for Sivir, who got promptly stabbed. Then, suddenly, an ornery stone guardian bit Cassiopeia for disturbing the peace. The venom that came off that guardian thingy's teeth, it was something else. There was the normal writhing and shrieking and agony, but with the side effect of a transformation process. When Cassiopeia got home to Uzeris, she locked herself in the basement, away from prying eyes, and a nice secluded spot to finish out the rest of her, admittedly, gross metamorphosis. Gone was the Cassiopeia known for having regular human skin and regular human legs and feet. She transformed into a half-snake, other half-human. I mean, you know already if you take the time to look at her picture. And she's really good at spitting poison now. My official recommendation is staying away from her, and especially don't ever glance even remotely in her direction. After day of crying about how she wasn't a full-on human any longer, and all the emotions that go with turning into a beastie, she got it out of her system. Why not try to make apples out of lemonade, or whatever the hell that saying is? Live her life and see where it goes. Technically, she succeeded in her mission of getting that ancient power, just not exactly in the way she wanted. Every day, that gift, power that she found in those Shuriman ruins grows more powerful, and every day she puts that power to use to help the Black Rose do its dark bidding.